Gemini, this is your reading for the week of April 13th, or when you hear it and it resonates. So here's the thing. I noticed as I started working with your energy that I was starting to notice real tightness in my neck and constriction. And I said, oh, what is it we need to give Gemini this week? And I suddenly saw you standing there, and around you in a semicircle are 5 angels. And 5, it's 5. It's not 6, it's 5. And I feel as though what's happening as I'm looking at this image, what I feel as though Spirit is really telling you, we've got your back. We've got your back. Now, the thing is, Gemini, you've got something here that is telling me there may be some conflict going on that is perhaps still unresolved, or there is just general doubt around where you're going, what your next step ought to be. Because it feels as though some of you are coming to what might in your mind seem like a natural closing of a chapter. And I'm not seeing it in a bad way, just the closing of a chapter. Now, for some, the closing of a chapter can be relief, and for some, it can create anxiety. But you're being told here, have faith, okay? You're getting the faith card. You've got God is head over heels in love with you. So, and you've got the 5 angels. What you're being told here, my dears, is this. This actually is a point of, I heard the phrase, okay, back it up and respect yourself. Those are 2 phrases that dropped in as I picked up the deck. Now, for you. Now, as I put that together with these cards that I'm seeing, it really goes along with the feeling that I'm getting that, Gemini, sometimes you are in a position where it's like you're at the center of something and there's chaos going around you, and you've kind of let yourself be put into this position, which I'll talk about in a minute. I think I need to with air. But it leaves you in a position where you're feeling as though you don't really have a sense of where your power is, or where, not even, you may not even be thinking of it in terms of where your power is, but you might be thinking of it just in terms of where do I go next? What am I doing next? Gemini, you are an air sign. And of course, because you're an air sign, you're very, very linked to the air element, all of the things we associate with the air element, the heart chakra. In polarity therapy, we always look at it in terms of, well, many different templates, but balance and imbalance. Attachment, detachment is a big one for the heart chakra, for the air element, because within that, you're also going to be looking at all sorts of ways you experience love, connection, relationship, responsibility, who you let yourself be attached to and who you let yourself not be attached to. The thing is, sometimes you let yourself become attached. Thus, in that middle position where things are spinning around you, you let your other people attach to you, and by virtue of that, you become attached to them. But the thing is, some of the reasons why, and you're not always happy you've done it. The reason air signs can be inclined to do that is because when the heart chakra, which is a key chakra for the air element, it's the key chakra for the air element. And it's also our source of compassion, our source of love. It connects to our brain. When it's connected, it flows beautifully. It can provide clarity, ability to communicate. But air being quick to move, and Gemini being, like a friend of mine once said years ago, it's like having 8 tracks in your head all at the time, all at once, all at the same time. And that it can be like that, where you are so out there and you're so into the different thoughts that are coming and the activity, you're so tuned into that because that's part of the air qualities, the quick movement. But what can happen then, my loves, is that you don't necessarily ground into your feelings to really know who you should be attaching to and who you shouldn't be. And again, with an imbalanced airfield, it can be the kind of thing where you're trying to manage a situation to get the best out of it, not with meanness or not with maliciousness, but it can lead you sometimes to be making choices about things and situations that are not in your best interest, even though you think they might be. When you really sit and get your gut feeling, when there is not your distraction pulling you away from your gut about what's right and wrong, you can be incredibly intuitive. But when you're all up in your head and you're letting yourself be pulled into these different directions, because it is a choice, it's not an easy thing, but it's a choice. When you can pull yourself in and really anchor in that, then you can feel that feeling. You can know when something is encroaching on you in a way that's not good, as opposed to, oh, they want to attach, I'll go in this way. The wind is blowing me this way, so I will go, because actually it doesn't look so bad. No, this is you, my loves, looking at this, because part of the reason that can happen with this is obviously an air sign needs a certain amount of grounding, right? All of us need grounding in some way or another. We don't want overly grounded and get stuck in the mud, but we do need grounding. We do need that earth element that comes in that allows you to be in your body and feel, right? You, my dears, are one of the signs that really need to be mindful of the fact that you might need to focus on it a little bit more diligently, with a little bit more discipline than other signs do. And again, it's going to be different for everybody, and air signs might experience grounding very differently than, say, a fire or an earth sign would. So again, you might not want to be as grounded as an earth sign is, because we really like our grounding, and we need more air. But now this is your turn to say, okay, let's ground. Now I want to go back to something that I was hearing at the beginning, the respect yourself and the step back. Yeah. Okay. The step back, it feels to me like whatever there is going on in terms of potential conflict, to step back, to allow yourself to move. And I really feel like back into the angels, like really, really back into the power of God, of the angels, of the divine right now. Lean into that energy, and in that energy, can you allow yourself to consider thinking about this or dealing with this in a different way? So, for example, perhaps if you're inclined to get into a mind loop on it, and figure that it's your turn to figure it out, what about if you say, oh, yes, and I got this from spirit, bang, like that, just say thank you. That's one way to experiment. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Just say thank you. Every time it comes up into your mind with a worry, with a thought, with a feeling, just say thank you. You can be specific or you can be general. But what you're doing is you are thanking the wisdom and the benevolence of the universe and those angels that have your back. And as you do that, you are in a higher energy, and you get to look at things in a new light. Look at things from a divine vantage point, which means sometimes we would like things to work out in a certain way, and we feel like there's something wrong if it doesn't. Can you even be thankful in a case like that? Can you look at this and say, you know what? Chaos, yes, all of this could happen. But you know what? Instead, I'm just going to say thank you and trust that the best thing is coming out of this that can. And this is part of your discipline. This is part of you grounding, because as you say thank you, you are in present time. And that's a thank you very much. I never thought of it like that before. But when you say thank you, you are here and you are present. And at the same time, you are opening to divine influence. Gemini, I think this is really powerful for you right now. And I think this is something that's going to allow you to also look back and experience some insights about how attack has shown up in your life, how you've perceived attack, And how, when I say attack, it can be quiet, it can be strong. Attack can actually even be somebody coming in and taking over your life, right? You can look at, say, a partner or a friend who just comes in and says, well, it just takes over, kind of a thing, where they're not really paying attention to you and what you're saying and what you're doing. That, in a way, is a kind of the kind of attack we associate now with trauma. Where what is it? The expression is similar to the trauma is not always caused by a negative event or a traumatic situation that was really dramatic. Sometimes abuse is not having had somebody be there for you to see you and be with you. So look at this, my dears, just in terms of boundary setting, because sometimes that's the thing, is you don't always set boundaries because it is so easy for you to flow in. But part of that also is because you don't always respect yourself enough to tune into your feelings. That's where the respect yourself comes from. When you really genuinely respect yourself, you can stand up to somebody who has what looks like more information or a bigger personality or a bigger energy, and you can stand up to them and say, yeah, maybe not, maybe not. Okay? I'm going to leave you with that. Please be kind to yourself, because when you look at some of these things, you can go into shame really, really easily, and you don't need to, because so much of what is happening is around the air energy, and you are an air sign. So please understand, many of these things come naturally to you, and this is the growing point. Okay? Kindness is key, my dears. Kindness is key. To yourself first. Okay? I leave you with that, Gemini. Take care.